All right, hello OAS family. We have a special video for you today. If you saw our last video, you'll realize that starting as of the hopeful publishing of this video, which will be, we'll hopefully release this video on the 16th. But starting on May 17th, we're having a brand new OAS painting challenge. That's kind of a warm up to our classic 30-day painting challenge. So for you to understand the context, I want to talk about our classic challenge, which is all we do in the months of June and November is we invite all of our members of our OAS extended family to basically dedicate themselves to paint every single day in the month and to snap a picture of what they're working on and post it to our OAS Live Facebook group, OAS Live Facebook group. So that is our classic painting challenge, and we usually have them twice a year. June for 30 days and then November for 30 days. But as a warm up to the June 30-day challenge, we're doing a 15 strokes in 15-day challenge. So the last video that you saw we showed one of our recommended ways of participating in this 15-stroke challenge, which is just on day 1 you do a 1-stroke painting, day 2 you do a 2-stroke painting, etc., until on day 15 you do a 15-stroke painting. So that is one way to participate. The other way of participating is interesting, and that's what we're going to try to show today, which is on day 1 we're going to do a 15-stroke painting, and then every subsequent day we'll try to replicate that exact same painting, taking off 1 stroke for each day. So by day 15, we'll challenge ourselves to do the same painting that we did on day 1 with 15 strokes with just a single stroke. So that is just our second way, recommended way of participating. And the idea of this is mostly about what I noticed when you observe the whole lifespan of a lot of Chinese masters. What you will notice is that as they get later into their life, a lot of them were painting well into their 80s and sometimes even 90s, that their work is getting simpler. And it's not really deteriorating quality, it's actually improving in quality. So what they're really figuring out how to do as they progress is that they're learning how to have each stroke have more impact. And so, and a lot of ways, that we're doing extra strokes when we're less experienced. Some of the strokes are really just like we're compensating. We're like, oh, I just don't feel like it's enough, so I'm going to do more, right? So this is just a way to get us into this master's mindset of trying to do more with less, and so we're gonna go ahead and demonstrate that hopefully today. So before we get into it, I want to talk a little bit about the materials that I'm using. So I'm choosing specific brushes for this. So I have the small BIFF brush. I have both the Twig Brush and the big Twig Brush, and I have the Orchid Bamboo medium. All right, and then I have the Dragon brush. So the idea is when I have more strokes to work with, I'm going to take advantage of our lovely sort of OAS idea of having these specialty brushes making certain strokes easier. So if I have more strokes, I'm going to use those more strokes to my advantage. I'm going to pick these specialty brushes to make these strokes more consistent and easier to do, and you'll see that as I paint. But then when I get down to the single stroke or fewer strokes work, then I'll go to this Dragon brush because I want to show texture in that single stroke working, and I want to have a bigger brush so the bigger brush can give me some stability and handle more moisture so I don't run out of moisture in my single stroke. So that's the strategy behind the brush selection. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and get started. Over here, I wanna walk you through we're gonna do simple ink painting. So what I've done is I have a container here that's just pure ink, and this is our OAS Best Bottle ink. And this ink is well known, it's a Japanese ink, and it's well known for showing shades of gray. And mixing well with colors. So that is why I chose this ink. It has, it's the best ink for painting. We use different inks for calligraphy, different inks for fine line, but if we're doing spontaneous style painting, this is our ink of choice. So I have the pure ink here, and then I have a diluted ink here, which is just a few drops of ink, and then mostly water. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get started here. This is day 1, which is our 15 stroke painting. So I'm gonna go ahead and take our BIFF brush, small BIFF brush here, and I'm gonna load this medium colored ink. And then I'm just gonna touch the very tips of the brush against the pure ink. And then I'm gonna blend. Okay. All right, so then we're gonna go ahead here and do this first stroke. All right, so that was that. So usually I would do this in multiple strokes, but because it's a 15 stroke challenge, I just paused in between so I could count it as a single stroke. So that is my first stroke here. And then I'm gonna take my Twig brush, or actually I'm gonna use the big Twig. I'm gonna load this medium ink onto the big Twig. I'm gonna do my second stroke. Right. So you can see the BIFF brush and the Twig brush, wow, they just really made those two very challenging bone strokes much easier. So that is kind of like our couple of our OAS secret weapon brushes. So now I'm going to go into, so that's, we have 2 strokes now. And so I'm going to go into the rest of my composition. So I'm going to do the leaves now. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so I have 10 leaf strokes, right? That's 12, so I have 3 strokes left. And then I'll go to my small twig brush. One, 2, and then So that is here our 15-stroke painting. In this way, it's kind of like our base painting that we're going to use. So all we're going to do in subsequent ideas is try to get this painting done with fewer strokes. And so you'll see the strategy behind that. So that's day one, our 15-stroke painting, and then we'll give me a fresh new piece of paper. I'm using our OAS Practice Roll that I pre-cut into these sheets here. So that's kind of the strategy. So we're gonna try to do the rest of this with fewer explanations now that you kind of get what's going on. And so again, I'm loading that medium ink. I'm getting the tip edges onto this darker ink, and then I'm going to blend. And then I'm going to do this first stroke. Big twig brush. Into the leaves. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm going to use our regular twig brush. I'm going to choose a darker ink for these little branches, and then I only have 2 strokes left, so I'll be like there, and then here. All right, so that's day 2, 14 strokes. And you can see the art of this is really, I think, in the leaf composition. That's how we're going to, so it's just sort of tricky, the fewer strokes, getting that leaf composition to sort of pay off, and also trying to balance the composition so we have like strong host elements and guest elements. So that is some of the thinking behind that. So that's day 2, 14 strokes. Day 3, 13 strokes. The other thing that is a little bit deceptive, because of the nature of this video, we're having to kind of complete, just like do like one painting, that's it, you know, that's all we got. But that's really not our recommended way of participating. Give yourself the option of, within the format, do very many paintings and then pick your best one, okay? So you don't have to do like we're doing and just like do one and done each day. That is a little bit, I mean, if you wanted to show off, you could do that. But I think for your growth as an artist and also to produce the best work, think of it as a process and just work within the constraints. So on that first day, you do multiple 15-stroke paintings and pick your best one to post, etc., right? So we're now on day 3, and we're gonna go through this here. All right, get that medium ink. Get that dark ink, and then blend. So there's our first stroke. A big twig brush. Maybe try a little bit of darker ink on the tip this time. See what that does. Okay, so that's our second stroke here. And then we get into our leaves. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 13 strokes, right? Okay, so 5 plus 2 is 7, and then I need to leave 2 strokes left for the branch, so I only have 3 strokes left here. So 1, 2, 3. All right, and then we'll use our little twig brush. Try to get this a little bit drier here. 1. All right, so there we go. Picking up the pace here. That's day 3, 13 strokes. Oh, I like that I got a little bit of texture that time. So an interesting thing is, like, you know, I'm affording myself not as many strokes, but as I paint this over and over again, I feel more confident in each of the strokes. So it's a nice little progression because I get fewer strokes, but I'm feeling, oh, like each one, each time, I'm feeling better and better about the strokes that I'm doing. So we're on day 4 now, and I have 12. Okay, so that means that I need to finish the leaf composition in 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. Ooh, best one yet. All right, so day 4. I don't know if I'm losing track of my math. 15, 13, 15, 14, 13, 12. Yeah, day 4, 12. Day 5, 11 is next. See these cool limited edition Ningye 4 Gentlemen paperweights. They are beautiful. All right. So we're loading there. Our light ink, tip dark ink, and then blend. I got a really light coverage on that dark ink this time. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Each time is different, huh? It's nice. Big twig brush. Stay in this realm of having things be lighter on the branch work. I'm telling you, I can do you can see later that I can do these strokes with a more traditionally shaped brush, but they are so much easier with those 2 brushes. All right. So we have 11 strokes this time. So we need to finish. So I get 7 for the leaves this time. Try to do the whole thing in a little bit lighter shades. because that's the direction of this painting is going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7. All right. Day 5, 11 strokes. We are a third of the way done, folks. Okay. Day 6, 10. That medium or light ink loaded. Okay. Let's see how we do this. We get some wider branching this time. Or like a V shape in there. See how that goes. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get 6 strokes for the leaves this time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. If this video ends up turning out awesome, it's all because Lizzie's behind the camera. So for those of you, if you call us, you probably talked to Lizzie before. But it is, we consider ourselves so lucky to have attracted somebody like her here because she's so talented and easy to work with. All right, there we go. Day 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Day 6. 10 strokes, right?
This would be 9?
Huh?
Is this one 9?
Yes. Day 7, 9. Okay. This also helps with your on-the-fly math. Okay, so I have 9 strokes, so I have 7 remaining. I need 2 for the branches. That means I get 5 for the leaves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm telling you, these brushes are making this possible. If we actually accomplish this in one single take, it is really because of the assistance of these secret weapon brushes. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Day 8. Day 8. Day 8, do we get 8 strokes?
Yes.
Okay, I'm losing count. All right, day 8, we get 8 strokes. So here we go. I think the hardest ones are the middle ones. I get 4 strokes for the leaves. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Day 9, 7 strokes. So I get 3 strokes for the leaves? Wow. Okay. We're getting to the end, folks. This is exciting. So 1, texture, need a little bit more. 2, 3. See, this was unexpected, but if you see the nature of the bamboo leaves, they do have that texture to them. So it's, it's only a mistake if you admit it. Everything that happens unexpected, somebody out there is trying to do on purpose. So in that way, you succeeded. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Day 10. 6. Day 10. 6 strokes. Okay. Let's try. Let's try lighter leaves this time. Six strokes, is that right? 2 leaves is all we get? Jeez, okay. I think I'm gonna make the choice to do 3 leaves. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, and then 3. Ooh, different. Okay. That's it. Okay. Day 11. 5 strokes. Getting down to the wire. Wow. Okay. Let's finish strong. Day 11, 5 strokes. Day 12, 4 strokes. So I'm gonna try this thing here, this little trick of slightly dunking the brush, rinsing the brush so I get a more even tone. Let's see if that works. Yeah, kind of worked. 4, right? That's all I get, 4. Also, there's a subtle thing that happens here, which is like you appreciate the ability, the opportunity to paint, and the fact that normally your strokes are not limited, right? So, you know, sometimes if we haven't painted for a while, we get this relationship with painting. It's like, oh, I'm sort of dreading it because I know it's going to be uncomfortable. But this scenario is really like, oh, I get to paint. I get to paint more strokes. I'm not limited. So it's great. So, but for the sake of this challenge, I am limited to 4. So I need to finish this in 2 strokes, right? All right. Day 13. 3 strokes. Do I want to change strategy here? No. The last 2 I will change strategy, but we'll stay with our multi-brush method on this. All right, so I get 1 leaf. Where does it go? Here. Woo! All right. Okay, now we're changing strategies. We have the last 2 days left. I'm doing a paper change. Wow, that's a big change. Paper change and a brush change. So we'll see how this goes. So day 14, 2 strokes. I'm using the dragon brush now. So it's still 1 stroke as long as the brush does not leave the paper. That's how I'm counting the strokes. Always been good at inventing rules that help me accomplish something. Okay, so take the time. Don't. Okay. All right. So that was our 2-stroke version on the P paper. You can see the P paper is much drier. I wanted to show texture on these last two because I knew they were going to be more abstract. So I wanted the interest of texture in there. And I also just wanted to show another paper. The P paper is so great. So that's that. And then our final version, the 1-stroke version. Need a drum roll. Dun. Okay. So definitely on this, what I learned from the last one is I have the P paper, which is semi-sized. It can take the moisture, so I need to make sure that I have enough moisture to finish this stroke. All right, here we go. Ta-da! So there it is. So that is our second recommended way of participating in our 15 strokes in 15-day challenge. So there's a link in the description to the previous video if you want to see the other method, if this seemed a little tricky for you to figure out. But I really liked the challenge of this. Preparing for it, I might do a whole other video if you want to talk about like the process that I went through to prepare it. I just didn't do it, off the cuff. I thought about it, and there was a whole process that I went through to try to determine the subject. And so if you're interested in that, just let us know in the comments, and we can make another video that's sort of like the behind the scenes to what ended up happening on this video. But the bottom line is we encourage everybody to participate. The painting challenges help tremendously. We have a lot of loyal customers who have established a relationship with painting that's very rewarding for them. They're painting every day. They're making beautiful work. Their work's getting acknowledged and shown and sold. And mostly they're just, they've just have established this relationship with painting that is it's just such a key part of the way that they enjoy life. And that is our concept for OAS Life. It's that a life that's enriched through the study of Chinese painting and calligraphy, or Asian painting calligraphy, sumie, all the different origins that, all the different roads through which people come to this reservoir of culture and beauty and harmony. So we thank you guys for watching, and we look forward to your participation in the challenge. There will be a link to our OAS Live Facebook group, because that's where most of the work is being posted for the challenge. If you don't want to be on Facebook, we totally understand that. You can go ahead and send us your submissions via email, and make sure you like and subscribe for more content like this. And as always, we wish you happy painting.